There's a question that every word in the Quran has got meaning. Can I tell him what is the meaning of Alif Laam Meem? And as far as the meaning of Alif Laam Meem is concerned, there are various volumes and books written on this issue. Various aspects were there. Many people wrote and many people give various options that Alif Laam Meem can be initials of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can be praises, and various things have been said about this. And detail I've spoken in my video cassette, Al-Quran, should it be left understanding? And some people say it has no meaning, cannot be disclosed, etc. Various books have been written, but there's no direct verse in the Quran talking about a hadith, but indirect there are, which I'll just tell you. The one that I feel is the best, which I agree to, is that it's a challenge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Alif Laam Meem letters of Arabic, where some have got one only, like Noon, Qaf, some have got two, Ha Meem, some have got three, Alif Laam Meem, some have got four, some have got five, various. There are about 29 surahs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which have the starting. They are called as Muqattadat letters, means the letters. Here if you analyze what I believe, one of the best reasoning for this is that, for example, this Quran, when it was revealed, Allah gives a challenge in various places in the Quran. First Allah gives a challenge that can you produce a work like the Quran? In Surah Isra chapter 17 verse number 88. And other places that can you produce 10 surahs like the Quran? In Surah chapter number 11 verse number 13, Allah further says that can you produce a single surah like the Quran? Surah Yunus chapter 10 verse 38, that can you produce a single surah like the Quran? Then further it says in the Quran, in Surah Baqarah chapter number 2 verse number 23 and 24, it says that وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ. And those who are in doubt of what we have revealed to our servant from time to time, produce a surah somewhat similar to it. وَدُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. And call forth your helpers and witnesses, if there are any besides Allah, but if your doubts are true. But if you cannot, وَلَن تَفَلُوا. And if you cannot, then be prepared for the fire whose fuel shall burn and stone. Giving a challenge that can you produce a like of the Quran? That's the first challenge. Then it makes it easier. Can you produce 10 surahs like the Quran? Can you produce one surah? Then can you produce one surah somewhat similar? Mim misli. So it is a challenge given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now if you analyze, Allah when He uses these letters, abbreviated letters of Arabic, Muqattadat letters, Alif Laam Meem, Noon, Qaf, Ha Meem, it is like Allah telling these Arabs. At that time when the Quran was revealed, Arabic was at its peak. People were proud of the language of the literature. What they were proud was the language. And they were the best of poets of Arab at that time, in Arabic language. So Allah says, Alif Laam Meem, A, B, C, D, like you say, this is your language. So Alif Laam Meem, this is your language, Arabic. With your language, I have produced the Quran. I challenge you to produce one surah somewhat similar. So it's a miracle, Allah is saying. Alif Laam Meem, Ha Meem, Noon, Qaf. With this, for example, we in science, we know what the human body is made of. Scientifically we know water is there, this is there, that is there. But can we make a human being? No. Everything what the human body has, you can buy it in the market. But you can't make a human body. The main thing is the life. So similarly Allah says with your letters, Alif Laam Meem, A, B, C, D in English language. Alif Laam Meem, Ha Meem. I have produced the Quran. Produce one surah like the Quran. And you will never be able to do it. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ. And those who are in doubt of what we have revealed to our servant from time to time, produce a surah somewhat similar to it. وَدُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. And call forth your helpers and witnesses, if there are any besides Allah, but if your doubts are true. But if you cannot, وَلَن تَفَلُوا. And if you cannot, then be prepared for the fire whose fuel shall burn and stone. So Allah is giving a challenge. You will never be able to do it. So here if you analyze, these are again reminders. And this again is given in a Sahih Hadith of Hazrat Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him. Therefore I believe in this, and I think even if Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah and other scholars more agree with this explanation rather than the other explanation. And even I agree that is a more logical explanation. That is the reason Allah is giving a challenge to the Arabs on which they were proud of their language. With your language I have produced the Quran, try and produce a single surah like it. Hope that answers the question.